Hey, y'all can hear my kids, right?
Good evening. Good evening. We back for another episode, Real Sports Fan Podcast, Season 3, Episode 23. Back for the return of the NBA, which is taking place this coming Thursday, July 30th. I got a very familiar group of guys back with me. Got the original crew back. So I'm going to introduce them in a moment. But first and foremost, I do want to appreciate everybody for tuning in last night to episode 22. We had Shelton Hawkins, a.k.a. Hawk. Came through, told a lot of great stories. We got to reminisce about a lot of stuff, learn some stuff that we didn't know. So it was a great episode. So I appreciate all the support that episode is. Currently on YouTube, so please go subscribe to that. And man, I'm excited about tonight, man. You know, it's been a long time coming. You know, I love the interviews. Don't get me wrong, learning a lot of cool stuff about people and talking about, you know, going down memory lane. But this is what we're here for right here for the sport. So NBA is back Thursday, so I had to get the guys together. So we live via Zoom. We normally are together, but still with COVID and everything, it's smart for us to do it this way. So I appreciate the guys becoming available so we can get it in tonight. So without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and introduce everyone. First, I got you can call him AKA Mr. Footwork. You can call him AKA the Bully. You know what I'm saying? AKA James St. Patrick. You know what I'm saying? But we got Lee Skinner in the building.
The real Skinner.
Good to see you, bro, man. It's been a long time. I've been waiting on this.
Yes, sir. Long time, bro. I'm excited, man. Good to have you, man. Next person, man. I got the man. I got the man they call. I don't know if he still calls himself Sam I Am, or if it's S.A.M or whatever he go by, but I got the supervisor in the building, Mr. Sam Taylor. What's good, Sam?
Man, we back on, bro. Back on.
We back, man. We back. I see you live from KI. You know what I'm saying? You back, baby.
We're here by the bridge.
Yeah, you see it? Yeah. Got that smooth face. Look at it. Got that smooth face. Yeah. And then last but not least, man, we got my family, man. Cuzzo, super producer, the hitter himself. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Hops himself. Ron Bryce, what's good, bro?
What's going on, guys?
Yeah, that's the heavy hitter right there,
man. Glad to be back
man.
with y'all boys, man. Glad to be back with y'all
man,
boys.
You already know. And Bryce, I haven't told you. I don't think I got to tell you when you share last week to your face, man. But again, the Ben Tom, the production you did on that, man. The song was incredible. You know what I mean? So shout out to you, like you said, Beck and SB on that project, man. It was super dope. So
me and SB, we actually got a tape coming out. So it'll just be me and him, my production and his work. Woo! So yes, it's coming. So
you heard it here first. Real Sports Fan Podcast. We breaking something tonight, baby. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what's up, man. Definitely happy for you, man. Proud of you stepping in another lane, man. Not scared to do so, man. So that's much love and respect. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So again, man, we appreciate everybody being out there, man. We're gonna get into a lot of NBA. I'm sitting back and looking at things, the scrimmages and different things and how everything's been played out. When you compare the NBA, especially to Major League Baseball, who had the Marlins tested positive for COVID, and obviously they're not no bubble. And I know the NFL had 21 players so far, but they're just starting, so that's actually a low number for them to just be getting ready to start. But you gotta give Adam Silver a lot of credit. You know, hopefully this continues to work, which I didn't doubt it would. Also the players, you know, every interview they're still, talking about social justice and bringing justice for Breonna Taylor and education reform, police brutality. I mean, they're talking about it all. Even WNBA women, I don't know if y'all got to catch any of those games of the weekend. They started. All of them have Breonna Taylor on the back. They're doing some awesome things as well. So, kudos to the NBA, the WNBA. And let's get to it. Let's get to it without further ado. We'll start with Skinner. First and foremost, man, have you got a chance to look at any of the scrimmages? And if you have, give me a player or a team that has stood out? And it could be stand out in a good way or a bad way. But just give me, a player or a team that stood out so far in the scrimmages.
Yeah, I've watched a lot of them actually. And actually, in terms of like the play itself, it remind me of like old school AAU games. Like I'm loving the way it's looking.
It's competitive, man.
I don't mind. I'm liking it for one. But in terms of a team, man, the Lakers, man, I know I'm a Lakers guy, but man, them boys looking good. They spreading the floor. I mean, they're playing like they're in college almost. Everybody is intense. They playing ball. You got Dion Waiters coming off the bench. J.R. Smith coming in giving major buckets. I wasn't expecting those guys to be contributors. And, just to pick up Waiters like that with Rondo going down, I think that's going to be huge for them. So, yeah, them Lakers looking pretty good to me.
That's what's up. You heard it from Skinner about the Lakers, and especially, like you said, the Waiters and the J.R. Smith pickups. Waiters is big. I think people forget Waiters is only 20 years old. He's still young, and he's been playing great. So definitely good call.
To me, he's so special because he still can create his own shot.
Yep.
So if LeBron had a ball, he can still get busy and go get a bucket himself without a whole bunch of extra stuff.
Yep, very point. He can run the point, like you say. He don't mind scoring. He has some great moves, man. Great handles, great finisher. He can do a little bit of everything. So, that's definitely a good pickup. Sam, what about you? As far as anybody that stood out, if you got a chance or have you got a chance to watch, too much of it?
I caught a few of the games. We'll never question LeBron James' focus, but it just looks like it's at a different level right now. Like he Ja Morant, somebody else stuck out to me. He's
different, man.
Yeah, he is. He got a different gene in him. So I would say like those two really jump out at me. Like I said, LeBron's focus and Ja's just going at people.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, that's a good point, man. Morant, like you said, he's different. What we talking about the rookie of the year and who we think, in a little bit, but definitely, man, Morant, he's special, man. And shout out to the fellas before we go to break. I see Mike's out there and Dondre, Preston. So shout out to the fellas and everybody else that's on the live. Bryce, what about you, man?
I haven't really watched, and I watch the highlights because I don't got the NBA package anymore. But I watch the highlights and I'm seeing SportsCenter and stuff like that. But LeBron and the Lakers, they looking really, really good, like amazingly good. That Waiters pickup was big. And another person that stood out is Bobo from the Nuggets.
Yeah.
He's a
Bobo.
He's been doing work, yo. I've been seeing a lot of his highlights. He be doing work, bro. He be doing a lot of work, man. But to take away from everything, I think the Lakers look they look very unbeatable. They look very unbeatable. They look very good. And I think they chemistry. And I think they gel so good. I think it'll be very hard to beat them this year.
All right, you heard it from Bryson. We're gonna get into more of that as well later on, as far as an early prediction as far as who we think is going to win. But before the playoffs start, we will have a playoff edition as well and really get into the matchups. A lot of these things, especially out east, for me, I can only speak for myself, is going to be dictated off the matchup. So it's going to be good. So yeah, man. So appreciate that. So a question that a lot of people, we just gonna get it popping early on. We ain't gonna wait, but obviously MVP is a big, it's a big debate for some people. I've heard a couple of things being thrown out on reasons why who should win what. I think it's safe to say with all four of us here that, it is a 2-horse race between Giannis and LeBron. I don't think it's a third person we can put in that. So I guess for this time we'll actually start with Sam. Sam, give me your MVP and why. Give me your MVP and why. And for everybody knows, this is, as Adam Silver states, the 8 games that are starting back on Thursday that has nothing to do with MVP. They're going from it before the pandemic started. So, but Sam, give me your MVP and why.
I went LeBron. I know Giannis got the numbers. When it came down, it boiled down to me to one factor. When you look at both of the players, are they both the best player on the team? Yes. Are both teams number one in their conference? Yes. What is Giannis really doing that he didn't do last year? What is LeBron doing that we ain't seen him do? And that's averaging, taking over the point guard position. He's averaging
he leads the league in assists now.
Yeah.
In his 17th year, he's leading the league in assists.
So,
it sounds like Bryce, he heard yours too. Bryce, you go with LeBron too?
I'm going with Bron, bro.
So give me some reasons that might be different from Sam. Hey, I love it already. I love it. The fellas is back, baby. The fellas is back. We back together, baby.
Hey, we know who's Skinner MVP, yo.
Hey, but hold on, Skinner. Before you go though, right? Can you give me something different that Sam said though? That your reason for LeBron? I know he said the one thing that Giannis did that LeBron does different, obviously with the assist, but give me something else, a reason what you look at.
Before the pandemic came along, the Lakers had a stretch in which they played the Clippers and the Bucks. And I think they played the Clippers on Friday, and they played they played the Bucks on Friday and the Clippers on that Sunday.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And LeBron, because that was a big matchup because the Clippers had beaten the Lakers previously. So now they went on this stretch of they had the Bucks and then they had the Clippers like on the back-to-back. And LeBron and Lakers, you know what I'm saying, they did what they did. You know, and that kind of like propelled LeBron over Giannis, in my opinion, because of everything, because of the totality of everything that was going on. And I think they wouldn't went on a crazy run after that.
I respect that. Skinner, I see by your face expression you don't agree, sir.
26. He's averaging 28. 26, 8, and 11 and 1 steal per game. Like it's in the 17th year though. That's crazy.
The numbers are great. The numbers are great. I don't say they are. I want to hear from the Broad Street Bully.
Sarah Ghost. We know who you talking about.
There we go. So let me address Bryce. You said because the man they won 2 games, that makes him MVP out of all the other games they played.
But you gotta admit, when LeBron is faced with, I wouldn't say hard task, but when the pressure is on, he doesn't really, you know what I'm saying, right? Like he shies away from the moment. But I think it's like they was gonna go on a turn after that. After those 2 games, they was gonna go on a tear, in my opinion.
Okay, so that's an opinion. Let me give you the facts. Let me break the facts down. The Greek Freak design, I did my lantern work today because honestly, it's not even a contest. Like when you really dive into the numbers, we keep saying he's in his 17th year. Okay, that has nothing to do with the MVP race itself. When we look at the Greek Freak, this guy is on pace to have the highest player efficiency rating in NBA history, higher than Wilt Chamberlain back in 62, 63. He's averaging 30 points, 13 rebounds, 5.5 assists in 30 minutes a night. We've never seen that before. And he's the number 1 rated defensive player in win shares in the NBA. What this dude is doing in 30 minutes, we have never seen before. And honestly, if we look at LeBron, Anthony Davis leads that team in 13 statistical categories. I don't think we've ever seen an MVP that wasn't on his team that averaging those points, rebounds, blocks, field goal percentage. I mean, AD leads them in almost every statistical category, and he's also in the top 3 defensive player of the year conversation. So, in my opinion, if you take off LeBron and player efficiency, I think Anthony Davis is like 4th. LeBron is like 8th or 9th. So if we take LeBron off their team, they still have a pretty good team. In my opinion, we can look at the regular season all we want, but this is me talking. I've never been a fan of that Bucks team, just like I wasn't a fan of Toronto before they got Kawhi. I wasn't a fan of the Pacers back in the day with Paul George in the playoffs. This is something about those teams where if you take the Greek Freak off their team, they're nothing, in my opinion. And what this dude is doing statistically on both sides of the court. He might win Defensive Player of the Year and an MVP. First one since Michael Jordan and Kareem. This is something we've never seen before. It's not even close.
I agree with that. And they got the best record in the league, though.
Who? You talking about the Bucks?
The Bucks.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, like what you're saying is facts, but honestly, like you can't go wrong. You know what I'm saying? But I understand. I get what you're saying though, because you know what I'm saying. You did speak some facts right there.
If you were going
to that's what it's about.
Yeah, and I'll let y'all go again. And just to piggyback off all that, like you said, you got 2 for LeBron and 1 for Giannis, and and it's crazy because me and Skinner don't agree a lot, at least not lately, but I'm gonna actually agree with him. I'm gonna actually agree with him that it's Giannis, and for me, it's actually funny to me because Sam actually said LeBron, and I said Giannis, and a lot of times you think that'd be reversed because LeBron's a former Heat, as you can see, I'm Heat Nation, so I'm a follow his career, and I want LeBron to win another ring, which I am predicting that as well. But as far as the MVP, that's gonna say, I mean, honestly, I can't call it blasphemy like some people will say it's ridiculous that if someone picks LeBron, but I think what Skinner said is correct that, and even I had to step back honestly, and I say, you know what, this has nothing to do with how many years LeBron been in the league. It had nothing to do with him leading the league in assists in year 17. So it really doesn't. It really just has to do with what's going on the court. And as Skinner said, to be only playing 30 minutes a game, averaging 30 and 14, and with those and those little bit of minutes compared to the minutes, 5 extra minutes so LeBron's getting, and then also like Bryce said, the Bucks are number 1 in the East, and we're going to say East because we didn't hold the East against LeBron. Even though he's playing in the tougher Western Conference now, as well. So, and then on top of that, like Skinner said, Giannis is up for Defense Player of the Year. He very well could be one of the last person since MJ to be MVP and Defense Player of the Year. And if he gets the MVP, he'll be one of 12 guys to go back to back, with the MVP. So I'm gonna go with Giannis. Anybody else want to chime in?
Y'all saying facts, bro.
It's just,
what do you say, Sam?
I don't think it's close. I mean,
yeah. Oh, go ahead, Skin. I thought Sam said, go ahead, Skin.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I don't think it's. I think we're doing, trying to make it a race for, the ratings and get people talking. But if you really dive into the numbers and look at what he's doing on both sides of the ball, he's the number 1 rated defensive player in the NBA. Like, are we not? That's mind-blowing to average 30 points, 5.5 assists, and he's the number 1 rated defensive player in the NBA. And he leads the league in defensive rebounds a game.
And he's top 3 in scoring and rebounding. Top 3 in both. And scoring and rebounding.
In 30 minutes. 30 minutes.
Yeah. His
efficiency rating is like 2 points higher than Will Chamberlain's back in his highest. So, I mean, it's really not. It's a landslide, I'm going to be honest.
Yeah. So we'll see. They'll be announcing that soon. But we're going, like you said, we got 2 for LeBron and 2 for Giannis. Anybody else want to chime in the comments? We'll take a look at it and get those out at the end as well. Coach of the Year. A lot of great coaches out there this year. Just to throw a few names out there. Obviously, the job Frank Vogel's done with the Lakers. Nick Nurse with the Raptors. My guy down there in Memphis, he's coming out over and coach that team right now in the AC. Nate McMillan in Indiana. That's a lot of great coaches out there that can be up for this award. Brad Stevens, but let me know your coach of the year. Bryce, I'm gonna start with you as far as the coach of the year.
I got the Bucks head coach, Mike Budenholzer.
But Booth, Budenholzer,
yep. Mm-hmm. They got the. Are they remaining? They're not remaining with the they record before the pandemic, are they? When the season starts.
You mean as far as seeding? Yeah. The record's still what the record is.
Because I'm about to say, I think the Bucks is 53-12. I think before the
53.
Pandemic.
53. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So he's doing a good job with them. So that's my coach of the year right there.
Coach Bud, that's not a bad. And you're right, I didn't even mention him. I mean, number 1 team in the NBA, not just the East, but the NBA. So
yeah, you tripping, man. I was gonna let you ride. I was like, come on, bro. How you gonna speak on him?
Who you got? You got him too.
Honestly, I know my coach here not gonna win, but I think he should be in consideration. Doc Rivers, and I say that because they got a lot of talent on that team. I get it, but they have not played maybe 10 games together all season. So he's been having to like hold that team together with like paper clips and glue. And to be in the second seed out west, you know what I mean, with Denver breathing on their necks, you know, I think that should be commended. I mean, Paul George has missed time. Kawhi obviously misses like every 15 games or so. I don't know. Every time we turn around, somebody on that team is out. And the fact that he's been able to keep them above float in that second seed, to me, speaks volumes. My second coach would have been Coach Bud for Milwaukee because, yeah, they have Giannis, obviously. But in my opinion, I know old boy Middleton is an all-star, but I'm
sorry y'all disrespect Middleton. So this is the thing I'll get to saying. So we give Coach Bud, because Coach Bud, if y'all say it's Coach Bud, which in y'all opinion, nothing wrong with that. I mean, he's for the second straight year the coach of the year. But someone like Chris Middleton, who's made another all-star team, we give Bud credit. But every time someone mentions Chris Middleton, they say, "Oh well, Chris Middleton," like they say it kind of love. Like Chris Middleton is a good ball player. You know, he's an all-star, not an all-star. He's a good ball player.
I'm glad you changed that word.
Oh, I was going to say.
You said great.
I did. I had to. It was good. He's not great. He's an all-star though. He's an all-star. He's on some people. He's on some people's second and third teams this year too. Not saying he's on mine, but he is on some people's second and third teams. So that's all I'm saying. But you know, Coach Bud, y'all already give him more credit, and nothing wrong with that. Let me hear from Sam, Coach of the Year.
I give my vote to Nick Nurse. I don't think the expectations was there for Toronto to be back in the second seed right now.
That's a good point.
Slam dunk, Sam.
Yeah, look at their team. You got Pascal, Siakam, Lowry's still there, but outside of that, you don't have too much.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, I say that's my pick, Nick Nurse as well. And obviously it's not just losing Kawhi, but to be 46-18, to be the second seed in the East right now. And I doubt Boston to catch them. They're 3 games over Boston. You know, so that'll probably be the second seed. And then what people tend to forget, Toronto has had a lot of injuries this year. I mean, at times Siakam's been out, Lowry's been out, Van Fleet's been out. I mean, you know, and they're bringing guys in. They brought guys in from the D League and guys that hardly played, and they still was winning. So to me, I don't think this is close for me. I think it's either Nick Nurse won, and honestly, I think it's a landslide. And if it was to be someone else, I would say the Memphis coach. I would say before I ain't giving Coach Bud another Coach of the Year. You know, he got Giannis. And Doc Rivers, I ain't giving him no credit either. I ain't giving Doc Rivers no credit. That's my pick. I ain't giving him no credit for that. I ain't giving Doc Rivers no credit.
How you gonna talk about Toronto? How you gonna talk about Toronto's injuries, but then they're gonna get on Doc Rivers? All them injuries
because Kawhi Leonard hasn't been hurt. Kawhi Leonard has been sitting out because he wanted to sit out, and that's why he almost didn't make my first team because he wanted to sit out every other day. You know, so I ain't giving Doc Rivers credit for I ain't giving Doc Rivers no credit for that. You know, I ain't giving that. They still got guys they can roll out there. They're a deep team, one of the deepest teams in the NBA. I ain't giving Doc no credit. So that's just my opinion. Real Sports Fan Podcast, we live on a Tuesday night. Appreciate everybody being here. And the MVP, the Coach of the Year. We back. You know what I mean? So next up, and this will be interesting. Most improved is going to be very interesting. I want to hear what you guys had to say about that. A lot of guys up for consideration. I'm not going to throw their names out there because I don't want to give y'all no ideas. But Skinner, most improved, man. Who you got, Cat?
You know what, man? It's hard for me to say that on this podcast because, you know what I mean, I try not to give you no type of love, no type of credit.
Yeah, come on.
But man, I got to get this dude right here. Bam, what's his name? I am a Daisy. That dude is a beast, man. God, he's a beast, yo. Yeah. I mean, he come over. He didn't start last year. He goes from that. Now he's averaging 16, 10, and 5 assists at the power forward position. He's a lockdown defender. I mean, yeah. I mean, you know, he's a dog. He's only getting better. He's a young buck. You know what I'm saying? He's a young buck. You know what I'm saying? I like his energy. I like what he brings on both sides of the court, his versatility. He can switch on pick and rolls, which is rare for big guys. Yeah. He can get out there and guard in the perimeter. I mean, I can't lie. He's my most improved.
great point about the switch on pick and roll. So that's everybody don't look at that side of the ball. Chris Bosh used to do a great job of that too. Yeah, for sure. Sam, most improved.
Hey, I was clapping for a reason. I got Bam down, man.
You got Bam too?
I think everybody gave Jimmy a bunch of flack about going to Miami by himself. But I think
Talk about it.
Bam said he's not by himself. 16, what do you got? 16, 11 and 5, like Skinner?
10 and 5, yeah.
What do you have last?
However you want to go.
6 points a game, 8 and 6, something like that.
Yeah. I mean, he and like you said, I mean, for them to be where they at, I mean, 4th in the East right now, also where a lot of people predict us, 7-6, So, Bryce, where you at, Bryce?
My fault.
Go ahead, Sam. I'm sorry. No, go ahead, Sam. Go ahead.
He gives Giannis problems.
Oh yeah. Oh, I know. I was there in person. I know. Oh yeah, give him problems. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. Yeah. Go ahead, Bryce. Who you got?
I was stuck between two people, Bam and Luka. But I got to go with Luka, bro. He's only the 5th player. He only the 5th player to average 28, 8 and 8. You know what I'm saying? And to go from, and he was a 62. I want to say 62% finisher at the rim last year. This year he's at 73. You know what I'm saying? So I think what he's doing is crazy at the point guard position. Average almost 30. Huh?
Don't play no D.
Oh man, you always want to talk about the defense all of a sudden. I know. I want to talk about the defense all of a sudden. But yeah, you know what's. Oh, go ahead, Bryce. I'm sorry. I'm getting used to this. I'm getting used to this is my first podcast before people. I'm trying to get used to talking. My bad. But what I was gonna say was, that Luka argument is funny because not funny in a bad way because I've heard that argument as well. But I just can't get most improved because I just feel like he's supposed to be doing that. Like, most improved for me is someone like, to me, and again, I'm just saying to me, is someone that you just really didn't see coming and didn't expect their numbers to jump like they did. So the two people for me is Bam. Oh, good. Huh?
I also had, before Zion got there, Brandon Ingram. He was doing work way before.
That's what I was saying. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Before Zion got there, that took away his touches. But he was on his way.
Yes, yeah. I think it's up to I think it's between Bam and Ingram. I think between one of them two. I think who else could get them. I think who else could get it. But I've never seen a player get it twice in a year. I don't know if that's possible. It's Siakam, because Siakam you thought he got better last year. He got even better this year.
Didn't he win 6 man last year?
Siakam, no. Siakam won MIP, most improved last year.
Okay.
Six man last year was Lou. If I'm not mistaken. Okay. So was Lou. Okay. Yeah. Lou got another one. But yeah. So but Luka is interesting. Kenny, you got anything to say about the Luka argument?
And you know what? To Bryce's point, before all this COVID stuff, actually, I had Luka as my most improved too because he did get better. And, you know what I'm saying? But I don't think we expected him to get this good, this fast. And to me, that's a huge improvement. Right. And so when I had most improved, to me, that's a huge improvement from where he was last year to what he's doing this year. But I do see your point. Like, sometimes when you think of most improved player, you think, damn, I didn't see that coming. But honestly, I didn't see Luka becoming this fast. You know what I'm saying? But a guy like Bam went from being a bench guy to a sure enough all-star in 1 year. That's kind of the difference to me.
And everybody thought that Luka was just going to be another overseas dude who wasn't going to really, amount to much in the league. But he's killing cats, bro. He's killing cats.
For me, I've seen enough last year from Luka where I knew, he was going to be the real deal. So that's why everything he's doing this year, I'm really not surprised. But I get it. I definitely get it. I definitely get it. Saying you got something else, or you're over there clicking on ESPN.com. You got something else, so you turn the whole body, right. You see one on the mouse. Oh man, you ain't showing no clock, man. Get out of here, man. So we got a couple more awards to go after. Let's go now with the defense player of the year. I know Skinner had mentioned how Giannis is up for the MVP and the defense player of the year. Let's hear first from Skinner. Is he your MVP and your defense player of the year?
Yeah, man. And you know what? It's crazy because, again, I had to go back and do a little research. He leads the league in defensive rating, defensive win shares, number one in defensive rebounds a game.
Bring the facts.
The Bucks are, I think, they 6 points. I think it was 6 points better defensively when he's on the court. That's huge. You know, that's telling me that this man is a difference maker. Like 6 points is a lot. And if you watch him play on defense, he's like covering the whole. He gets dunked on a lot. That's because he's challenging almost everything at the rim. He guards the perimeter. Right, and to give both sides the effort like that, I mean, yeah, he's like,
opponents are shooting 7 to 20 from him in the post, and it's only 15%. Like, that's my defensive player of the year right there. Anyway, like I know I had 80 before, but then I look back and I did my research and I was like, you know what, Giannis really is the defensive player of the year in my opinion.
That's across. AD was my second guy.
Mine too.
What you say, Ryan?
Yeah, I'm with everybody else because I had Giannis and then AD.
It was closer to me. I actually just changed from AD to Giannis after looking at the advanced stats and everything earlier. And like Skinner said, Giannis, the only thing they say Giannis doesn't really cover is he's not as in many pick and rolls as like AD or Rudy Gobert. And that's not any discredit to him. It's just they're not attacking him. So their pick, I mean, you know what I'm saying? So their pick and roll defense is going to be better because he's guarding, the power forwards, and a lot of them are guarding, centers or obviously power forwards as well, but it's all about the pick and pop, pick and roll. So yeah, I'm going to go Giannis. AD is leading the league in blocks, but I'm going to go Giannis. You got to look at the advanced stats to really, tell everything as well. And rebounding is a defensive metric as well that can be used. People do forget rebounding is as well. He's averaging 13.7. Defensively, he's probably getting like 7 or 8. So,
and I mean, just to see that the fact that his team is like 5 or 6 points better when he's on the court is a huge difference. Mm-hmm. Like that means he's elevating his guys too when he's out there.
Yeah.
So,
that's a great point. Yeah, that's a great point. And like you said, to be such a good, he makes them an even better defensive team. It's not like he's out there, with another rim protector or something like that. AD does have, McGee and the Dwight Howard, so you got to take that in consideration too, so.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we all agreed on that one. That doesn't happen. That probably never happened in the history again, but Giannis on that. Giannis on that one. All right, so before we get to all NBA teams, we got 2 other ones that probably should be pretty quick. The 6-man and the rookie. We'll say rookie for last. Let's go with the 6-man. I'm actually start this one, and I'm it's Montrezl Harrell for me. Career high. Field goal percentage, scoring, rebounding. He said he's the Dennis Rodman of this era. He's the again, I want the Lakers to win, but he's a dog, and he's the one guy that I love. I love him. He's a straight dog. But he's mine. I don't know what about y'all.
He's mine too. He's mine too.
Yeah, that's when I just said it would never happen in the history of time. It happened back to back. I guess I should have waited to say that. But yeah, because I think it's pretty easy. I know Lou and Lou's probably third for me. Ashley Schroeder from OKC.
Schroeder
I think
was
he's second. He's a big he's a big reason why they're so good too. Him and Chris Paul playing the backcourt together in the fourth quarter and stuff like that too. Is real key. So all right, so that's that. Rookie of the year. Rookie of the year, Sam. Who's your rookie of the year?
Ja Morant.
You want to back it up with anything? You just want to say Ja Morant? It's straightforward, huh?
Yeah, you could talk about how he got the teams in the playoff hunt. Look for that seed. You could talk about how the players around him game is elevated with him being as a point guard with Stu Brooks. Kyle Anderson shooting 3-pointers and hitting 3-pointers.
Come in here before she leaves.
Jackson.
Yeah. I agree. Great point. Bryce?
Ja Morant.
Now, if someone wants to argue before Skinner goes, Bryce, if I could argue back with you, because I'm Morant too, but if for someone who wants to say Zion, what's your argument, Morant over Zion? Is it strictly the games that he didn't play, or what would it be for you?
The games he didn't play.
Yeah. Skinner.
It's 11:30.
I mean, I would say,
Right.
well, obviously I'm picking Ja. If I didn't pick Ja, my son would probably hunt me down and beat me. That's yeah, huge. But at the same time, yeah, the games, this man has been consistent all year. I love what Zion's doing, but at the same time, he's only played, 15, 20 games. Now, if it was a full season, I honestly think the Pelicans would be in that one of them decent playoff seasons.
Yeah.
Man, they got some young heat. And all they need is that that guy that can really go out and get buckets consistently. For me, it's Ja because he has his team. It's really not that good of a team. If we really look at that they got some young talent. But right now, to be in the 8th seed over Portland, and that young fella's been carrying them all year.
And they got rid of 2 veterans too, and Crowder and what's the other one name?
Solomon Hill. Solomon Hill. Yeah.
They got rid of them, and they still afloat.
Hey, don't sleep on Zion, though. If they somehow sneak in the playoffs,
I would never.
You can't sleep.
This is the thing too, is that we talk about the West dominance. I was listening to NBA Radio earlier, and that's what they were saying. Turney was saying was that you talk about the West dominance over the East all these years, as an overall conference, and then you get the first 2 picks in draft from the West, and they're just getting ready to pick right back up. New Orleans with Zion, Memphis with Morant. So again, for the next 10, 12, 15 years, still it's going to be the West probably again, unless obviously what's coming up in the draft these next couple of years, but just makes the West stronger and stronger. I didn't want to flip it like this, but since y'all kind of mentioned it, I'm just going to flow because I heard y'all talk about if Zion had played. Who do y'all have as making it as the AC? Obviously, Memphis is there now. With the way the rules are, if you get within 4 games, you do play the play-in game. If Memphis was to win that game, they would go right to the playoffs. If the Pelicans or the Blazers or someone, they would it'd be basically a double elimination. If they won, they would get another shot. So let me know, whoever wants to go first, who you think the AC is going to be, whether Memphis is going to keep that spot or if it's going to be somebody else. And then after that, we'll roll back around to the All NBA team.
It's a toss up for me between Portland, Memphis, and New Orleans, but I had Memphis sneaking in there as the 8th seed.
Memphis, Bryce got Memphis.
I would say I got Portland, actually. I got Portland sneaking in there, and Portland's another team. They got the veteran, that veteran presence, and Dame Dollar, man, I tell you, that's the baddest point guard in the lane right now.
Yeah.
And so I don't classify LeBron as a point guard. I know he's running points this year, but he's been a forward his whole life. But for me, if Portland sneaking that AC too, they can make some serious noise, man. And as a Laker guy, I don't want to see them in that first round if we don't have to. But that'd be my guys to sneak up in there. I don't want to see them with Dame and Skinny Miller. I don't know what he's gonna do, but C.J. McCollum and they got the big guy back, Nurkic.
Yeah, Nurkic. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He back out there with Whiteside.
Yeah, Whiteside.
I'd rather not play them for the first round.
I think it depends on. I think it also depends on who gets hot. Whoever get hot at the time, I think they could give anybody. They definitely gonna get the Lakers problems. Whoever it is between Portland, Memphis, I just think if whoever gets on that run.
Well, Portland.
They won. I think the regular season record. I think it was 1-3 against them. I think.
Bron team not in the playoffs though.
But
the good thing is, I was going to say the good thing is Memphis and Portland kick things off Friday. They play each other Friday, 4:00. I'll be tuning in. So they're gonna get right at it. So I'm interested. What you say, Sam?
What's going on with Dame's foot? But a healthy Dame, I'm going Portland. What's up?
They be fine. They said he got a little swelling in there. He'll be, that's just like AD. They're talking about AD. If AD can't play because of his eye, then the Lakers are in trouble. So I think that's just a little stuff they throw out there. But we'll see. Hopefully it's not serious. But for me, and just to let everybody know, right now, Memphis is the AC. New Orleans, Portland, and Sacramento. I want to get I don't think just to give them some credit, they're all tied. So they're all 3.5 back from Memphis. So right now they're that ninth spot, which would be New Orleans, it would be a playoff if it stopped right now. So we're going to see schedule wise, it's going to play a part as well. As far as the schedule and who's facing who. New Orleans schedule is a little lighter than Memphis, but I think ultimately, I think the difference and like Skinner says, Zion is a beast. I think a full year him, he's tough. Lakers, to me, you definitely don't want to see New Orleans and Portland. Not because I don't think you're going to win, because I still think you'll beat them in 5, but it'll be tougher games. But I think Memphis, I think Morant just find a way to get them guys in just because of his will. I mean, he's just ferocious, man. I mean, the guy, man, he just reminds me of a mixture of a lot of different guys. He's just got a lot of grit. He just got a lot of heart, and he's added 12 pounds of muscle while he's been in quarantine. Not like he's been there, even as a young guy, just playing around, messing around, he's working on his game, getting bigger. So I think Memphis will get in there and keep the spot. That's what we have.
I don't agree, but I see your point. Yeah, yeah. I think Portland will figure out a way to sneak in there. I think Dame about to come in here and just do what he got to do. Get straight to business. I know he got a little foot thing, but
surprising. Yeah, it wasn't surprising. I mean, I think Portland has the best team out of all 3 of them teams. Not forget Sacramento, but out of those 3 teams, I know for sure Portland has a better team. And like you said, they're a veteran team, and they got everything you need. I mean, the only thing they're missing, which could hurt them if they get there, is they don't have a reason. But I mean, they got everything you need, So it'll be good. It's gonna be fun to watch. I'm just glad that NBA's back and we're gonna be able to talk about some, different things, get our mind off some things for at least a couple hours a day, So that's what it's all about. So cool. So all right. So we got so we had one Portland.
Hold on, y'all can't hear my baby crying back there?
Nah, I can't hear anything.
All right, sure. I can hear him right here. I'm like, I don't want y'all to hear him.
Yeah. Nah, you good. So Skinner had Portland, Sam had Portland. Did you have, was it New Orleans, Bryce? I'm sorry.
I had Memphis.
You had Memphis. You had Memphis and you got Portland. Okay. All right. So no one had New Orleans, surprisingly. That's surprising. I'm surprised none of us had New Orleans. Okay. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Okay, cool. So rolling right along, Real Sports Fan Podcast. Appreciate everybody listening in Tuesday night. I hope everybody's doing well. Let's get to these the fun part, man. This is the fun part right here. I got my sheet of paper out. All NBA teams, man. You know what I mean? These all NBA teams. Let's get to these all NBA teams, man. It's very interesting. And for everybody listening, we looked on a lot of different sites as far as how they're putting guys position wise. We know right now it's positionless basketball. Some sites we've seen LeBron as a guard, some as a forward. I seen Luke as a forward in one, when he's a guard. I seen somebody said Jokic as a forward and Jokic as a center. What we're going to do is what these guys are playing with, majority of the time. So you'll see LeBron at the point, AD at the 4 to 5 and so forth. So first team, who's brave enough to start and wants to give us their first team so we can dissect it? Bryce? All right. So on you, brother.
My first team, Luka at the guard, Harden at the 2 guard.
Luka.
Brian.
Let that man go.
I love him, yo. LeBron at the 3. He's not a guard. LeBron at the 3. Giannis at the 4, and AD at the center position.
Okay. So let me say this real quick before anyone goes. I just want to play devil's advocate real quick. So now you said LeBron wasn't a guard, even though he's.
I mean, he is a guard,
but hold on. Okay,
I'll go ahead. Like he's a point forward. You know what I'm saying?
I understand, but y'all getting ready to give him credit for switching to point guard and averaging 10.5 assists for the MVP. You know what I'm saying? As a point guard.
I'm just saying we all know LeBron can play both positions though. You know what I'm saying?
And the reason I said that because you got AD at the 5 though. I got AD as a 5 too, but I'm just saying AD starts at the 4, but he does play more minutes probably at the 5. So I'm just messing with you, though, but it can go a lot of ways. That's just one way. I'm just messing with you. So for everyone listening out there and everyone here, so Bryce has Luka, Harden at the guards. This is all NBA first team. LeBron, Giannis, and AD. That's his first team. Not a bad first team at all. Sam, we'll let Skinner go last. Sam?
At the guards, I got LeBron and Harden. Then I got Giannis, Kawhi at the forwards, and AD at my 5.
AD at your 5. Okay.
That's not bad.
That's actually exactly how I got it. Skinner?
I got Brian at the point, Harden at the 2, the Freak at the 3, AD at the 4, and the Joker at the 5. The Joker. The Joker was 20 points, 10 points, and 7 assists.
Yeah, Joker's one of my favorite players. And I was talking about him the last couple of years, so I'm not surprised. I'm not mad at that at all. You know, I'm not mad at it. And that's the thing. Like you said, you can put Nick at the 5, AD at the 4. Let me ask you, Skinner, because you're one of the guys that didn't have Kawhi in that spot. Was that because of all the games he took off? Did that have something to do with it?
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. You got to pay the price. I'm sorry. I understand load management, all that, whatever. That's not, to me, that I didn't grow up on that era. Like that's some new guy stuff. I'm not comfortable with that. So you got to be penalized at some point for that. And for me, I don't see, you know what I mean, Joker's out there. He was 300-some pounds out there putting in work. Like I don't see where you're so special.
And
you need load management.
He lost a lot of weight.
He lost all the weight. He looked good. He doing his thing.
Yeah.
He's small as shit.
So that's why I penalize him. I mean, he missed too many games for me.
Yeah, you know, I was I heard someone that has a vote saying that they're actually going to penalize Kawhi and Russ for sitting out a lot of games. I started the league Kawhi for my first season. The only reason I did because since they listed LeBron as a guard, so that's why I listed him as a guard. But if I listed him as a forward, like Bryce did, and I would have Luka at my guard, and I would just slide AD up, you know. But I think you know, I mean, all 5 are pretty consistent. I mean, you got Harden, LeBron, and Giannis pretty much all a lot, right? And then AD. And then whether you slide Jokic or you slide Luka or you slide Kawhi, however the position is. So, you know, I'm not mad. I don't think anybody can be mad at those first teams, you know, that's listening. If so, you can comment, but I still don't care. But you can still comment. You still comment. Second team. So Bryce start with the first team. Skinner, start. Go ahead with your second team.
Dame Dollar at the point.
Okay.
I got Luka at the 2, Kawhi at the 3, Siakam at the 4, and Rudy G, man, Rudy Gobert. He's still a top 3, and I think in terms of winning Defensive Player of the Year, but 2-time defending, averaging 15 and 14, you know, a couple of blocks a game. So you know that's my backup guys.
Not bad at all. Dame, Luka at the guards, Kawhi and Siakam at the forwards, and Rudy Gobert at the 5. All right.
Yes, sir.
Bryce, your second team.
I got Dame at the point, Ben Simmons at the other guard, Kawhi, Jason Tatum, and Joel Embiid.
Ooh, okay. So we got to get into these real quick. And I'm gonna let Sam go. Then I want to get in. I want to highlight. I want to put a star by Ben, Tatum, and Embiid. We're getting interested now. Okay, now we're gonna get some debate. All right, Sam, go ahead. Your second team.
Mr. Lillard, Luka, Siakam, Butler, and the Joker.
Butler, okay. Give my boy Jimmy some love for helping turn things around in Miami. Okay. So let's go over some of these ones that are a little bit different before we get to the third team. Bryce, what made you got 2 Sixers in there, so I want to go to you first, because to me the Sixers underachieved, so I couldn't give those guys a lot of credit, and plus Embiid missed a ton of games. So what was your reason for having?
I actually had Embiid and Jokic. I had them flip flop. You know what I'm saying? But I went with Embiid. But
Oh yeah. I didn't even get on. Oh, so that's right. You didn't say the Joker. You said Embiid. Oh yeah. So you got Joker on your third team. Oh yeah. Man, that's disrespectful. That's disrespectful. Oh yeah. Okay. All right.
Hey, don't shoot me away, Skinner, bro.
All right, I got you. And then Ben Simmons, what was it that he's leading the league in steals, one of the best defensive players in the league,
that was it,
and then scoring. Okay. Okay, overall 16, 8, and 8. Okay.
Because he averaged what, 2 steals a game?
Yeah, 2 steals a game, 2.1. Yeah. So okay. And then and we'll get to Tatum in a little bit. Sam, Jimmy, what put Jimmy on the second team for you? Because as you notice, I didn't even set my second team. Go ahead. What Jimmy do for you to get on the second team?
He's leading them Heat. He's elevating everybody's game over there. Bam. We talked about Bam earlier, but he's elevating their game. Here, your boy Hero hitting jumpers, and he just he guards the best man on offense. On offense, so he plays that D. What are you 21, 6 and 6? Second team to me.
So you're going off the numbers. Okay. All right. So let's get to the third team. Then we'll really kind of, I think after this we'll probably have a little bit of debate and flip flop some things, and we'll see. Oh, I'm sorry, my second team. I'm sorry. Oh yeah. First of all, y'all disrespected my guy, and this guy's on my second team, and I'm sorry because I was getting ready to skip this guy and not even notice that he's not on none of y'all's second team. And before I say who he is, let me say this. If you want to do a top 3 for MVP, I think you could definitely put him as number 3. Some people might put Luka or Kawhi, but I will put him. He's the most clutch player in the NBA, 46 out of 86 in the last 5 minutes of the game, hitting big shot after big shot. It's CP3. He's on my second team. He should be on y'all. But that's
he's
fine.
On my third, man.
He should be on your second team. He's taking an OKC team who people didn't think was going to make the playoffs. Didn't think he was going to make the playoffs. Said that he was just an outcast. He gone. He no good no more. He's too old. Stepped him out there just to grow old. And man, he just took them boys and got him in a higher seat right now than the Rockets. Come on, you got to get that man some love for that. So he's on my second team along with Luka at the guards. Siakam and Tatum are my forwards, and Jokic is my center. So same thing with you, Bryce, for Tatum. I got to reward Tatum. He's basically became the number one option on that team. Even though Kim was there, he's became number one option. He's hit big shot to big shot. He had a real good.
He's averaging 24 too.
24, and then I think January's averaging 30. 35. I gotta show these guys that are elevating their team winner wise. I gotta get them to nod a little bit. Anybody want to respond before we go to the third team? And yeah, like you got something to say.
CP3 is dope. He's dope. But and you know what? He do got them young boys playing ball. I'm not gonna sit here and say nothing bad about him, but I still think what Dame Little's doing is, if it wasn't for Brian at the point guard, to me, Dame would be on the first team. Yeah, I know his team, they're not winning that much, but the same. Who you gonna put? You gonna put CP3 over him and LeBron at the point?
I can't. No, I cannot put. I love Dame. First of all, I'm one of the biggest Dame fans, so don't get me wrong. But I can't put Dame on the first. Now I can put him on the second team if you really twist him on. But first team's not even an option with their record. And I know it's not his fault, and I know he's averaging basically 29. But I got to reward winning, man. Yeah. I got to reward.
So that's winning, that's more of a personal thing. It's no right or wrong answer in terms of the record.
First team, the first team. Say it the second team. The second team is fine. But the first team, that you
second team is fine, but first team is not. Come on, man.
Yeah.
No, it didn't make sense.
Not first team. We got to reward. No, you got to reward. First team, you got to reward winning. You got to reward. Especially if you don't even make the playoffs. Playoffs, Jim Moore. Playoffs. If you don't make the playoffs, and you try to win on the first team, come on, man.
Come on, man. That man doing his thing,
man. Somebody go to the third team. Who ain't started yet? Who ain't started? Go to the third team. Go ahead, Sam. Go ahead, sir.
You gave Chris Paul the nod on the second team, and I'm not going to argue that. But going back, you gave him because he helped elevate their game, and they were supposed to be thrown away. Are you giving Billy Donovan some credit for Coach of the Year?
Billy Donovan definitely should be up for Coach of the Year. Yeah, Billy Donovan. That's a great. That's actually a name I forgot. You're right. He's up there. He's definitely top 5. You're right. He's done a great job, coach. He's finally being able to coach how he wants now without Russ. I mean, CP3 is a prototypical point guard, for Donovan's system. So yeah, I would. Yeah, and that's the same thing I could say to you about Eric Spoelstra. I heard you talk about Jimmy elevating. Can Spo get some votes?
Yeah, he get a vote.
Okay. I just want at least one vote for my boy. He's still underrated. He still won't get spoiled no love.
He is underrated in the NBA.
He's underrated, man. People don't give him no credit. Don't give him no credit. But it's all good. Third team. Who's starting? Whose turn is it to start?
Is it mine? Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Chris Paul, Westbrook, Ben Simmons, Tatum, and Embiid.
Hold on, how you got 3 guards on there?
I counted Ben Simmons as the forward. That's my fault.
Yeah, he definitely not no forward. I know they moved him to the power forward, but Ron, he's a point. They don't got nothing to do with. He's a point guard. He's a guard. So give me your full list just as it is. Don't even worry about it. So go ahead, give it to me again.
Paul, Simmons, Tatum, Embiid, Westbrook.
You had Embiid at the 5. Okay, and you got Tatum at the 4. So let me ask you before we go on. So what to you, and y'all know, I'm going to say this, y'all know I'm not biased. What puts Butler over Tatum for you? Because I had Butler down, and I had to scratch him off and put Tatum because they beat us head-to-head more. And they're in the 3rd spot right now. We're in the 4th. So I've got to get Tatum a nod because he's scoring more. His team is better. So that's why I gave Tatum 2nd team. I put Butler on my 3rd. But what was your reason for Butler over Tatum specifically?
Personally, I didn't really see a lot of Tatum early in the year. So that might be part of it. But the last 15 games he did kill. But I couldn't just base off the last 15 games. Butler's been
last 15 games he killed, but he been killing all year though. I know last 15. That's just when he was averaging 30 plus. But
30 plus.
even he been going at it all year. Hey Skinner, can you see the comments on Facebook?
Nah, what happened? I'm about to go right now.
Your boy on here, SB crazy. SB said earlier that you there telling ghost stories. He said Skinner he ready to give a false narrative. He on here. He on here hard, man. You might want to get on here. Yeah.
That's dumb about that.
When y'all gonna play 1-on-1, yo? When are y'all gonna play 1-on-1, man? I really want to see that. I'm a host at all that too. I need to see that.
You don't want that smoke.
Oh man. Okay. Oh,
that's
man.
too easy,
all
man.
Right. Cool. So that's Sam's 3rd team. So Sam, just to give again, even though you got 3 guards, you got CP3, you got Tatum at a forward, you got Ben as a forward. He's a guard, so we're gonna disqualify you. But Russ and then Embiid. Okay, all right. Sam, was there any? Well, I won't put you on the spot, but then you had to think about somebody. Bryce, your 2nd team. Your 3rd team. Excuse
me. CP, Westbrook, Jimmy Butler, Siakam, and Jokic.
Okay. Now for you, Bryce. Now your 2nd team forwards was Tatum and who else? Who was your 2nd team?
Kawhi.
Okay, so that's what pushed Siakam back to the 3rd team for you because of Kawhi not going to your 1st team. Okay. Yeah, some of these are going to be like that because of how they. Okay. I get what you're saying. Okay. All right, Skinner.
So I got WB, little Mr. Westbrook, Brad Bill, man. I put Brad Bill out there. Brad Bill was doing his thing out there. Tatum, I snuck Tatum in on my 3rd team. I think that kid is a superstar in the making. I mean, he's not quite there yet. I think he's like a high level all-star right now. But I think he's at the point where he's going to take it to the next level.
I agree.
Bam. I snuck Bam on my 3rd team. Just because I started running out of forwards. I started thinking about his overall impact of the game, not just offensive numbers. Like, what that dude does for that team it's almost priceless. I mean, defensively, he can push the pace. I mean, he can grab the rebound and push it up court. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That was just 5 assists a game from the power forward position. That says a lot. My center, honestly, I'm hit or miss. I picked the Orlando guy, Vucevic.
Vucevic. Okay, you just needed a 5 at that point. Yeah.
I just need that. But the center play has been kind of bad this year. Won't be honest.
Yeah, and that's why I said that center spot is kind of hard to, some of these positions what they're doing is kind of weird. Because what I did, and I do want to get back to one thing he said as I get done, but what I did was I've got Russ as one guard. I mean, his numbers, he's averaging 27. What is it, 8 and 9 or 9? I mean, it's something. It's crazy. Yeah, I mean, he's still averaging. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, can they say, in OKC they made excuses saying that Adams and them was boxing out, giving rebounds to him and stuff. They're already still saying that. I mean, it's small ball and everything. He's still rebounding. So I get Russ that. And Dame is on the third team, but I do think Dame will probably can possibly make the second team. But I did put on my third. I got my 2 Heat guys as my forwards, Butler and Bam. I wanted to bump one of them to the second team. I really did, but I mean, Siakam and Tatum at the fours. I mean, they're better, and they're the number one option. So I gave so y'all can never say I'm boss over my Heat. So I gave it to them, and then I thought about moving Bam to the 5, but instead I made Gobert. I had Rudy. I didn't never put Rudy Gobert, so Rudy Gobert is actually my third team center. That's my third team center. So I'm pretty cool with that. Like I said, I think it's always some things you can maybe hit or miss with on things, but I guess the biggest thing, if I was a nitpick with y'all, I think CP3 should be higher. I mean, for what he's doing, like I said, I mean, and again, it's not even just elevating people, but I mean, he's actually scoring the basketball and hitting clutch shots. I mean, he's hitting clutch shots, and they're in the Western Conference, and they're 5th. I mean, they're better. They're better than East right now. Actually, they might even be. And I think Utah might still be 4, but they're in that 4 or 5, range. And I know we're going to talk about this in the playoffs, but can you imagine? Let me throw this out there. Can you imagine if OKC and Houston get to match up in the first round of the playoffs? Can you imagine Russ going back to OKC, CP3 going back to Houston? Oh man, God, they would. Woo, huh?
They the same location.
I ain't hear you.
They all in Orlando. He ain't.
You talking about the one location? Yeah. I know. I'm used to people having to travel. Yeah, I used to them all be Orlando. So yeah, he don't have to go back. You're right, but being able to go against those, and one thing about CP3, he's going back there. Right, it's going to be competitive. He's going to go into there thinking he can win, and they're going to have a good chance if that happens. So it's going to be interesting.
I think everybody's going to turn up because everything's at a neutral. It's at a neutral setting. Like everybody can just it's no home. It's not home court advantage, but it's no home. It's no crowd. It's no nothing. So you can really see the players really comfortable, and they're really gonna. I think they're really gonna turn up this year, man. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it is, man. That's
gonna be fun, yo. Like Sienna said, it's almost like an AAU atmosphere, yo.
Yeah. And can you imagine these guys? They play a game, and then instead of having to hurry up and fly and travel and all that, all they gotta do is walk to the room or take the golf. I mean, that's like I said. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's just a little cool element because to me it helps them rest more and be ready. And y'all talked about it. I don't know which one it was of y'all said it, but about LeBron and about how focused he is, and that's all I was kind of tell people. Like in this type of setting, he was focused before, but in this type of setting, he's even more focused and he has a discipline to do it. So with that being said, and appreciate everybody mentioning the first things in this last segment. Who's the early prediction for y'all to come out of the East and West? And I won't hold it against y'all because when the playoffs start and we had the matchups, y'all might change your minds when you look at who's facing who. So trust me, I won't hold it against y'all. Hopefully no one out there will either. But give me your East winner and give me your West winner and then give me your champion. And we're gonna end it like that. Whoever wants to start, you can go ahead.
I would say so. Our West is easy. I think I think the Lakers. I had the Clippers early in the season, but they haven't had enough games to gel, in my opinion. I feel like I think they squandered too much time, and I feel like they're kind of getting their own way a little bit with, Lou Will now. They need every minute they can get, in my opinion, because there's not a lot of time left in the season. So I'm going to go with the Lakers. They clicking already. Everybody's locked in. Everybody's focused. I don't think the AD injury is that serious, so I'm going to pick the Lakers to come out the West. In terms of the East, if you put a gun in my head and made me pick today, I guess I would pick the Bucks. Super uncomfortable. I would pick the Bucks, like Lance was saying. I want to see the matchups first, because I honestly think they don't have anybody after the Freak that can get a basket. And when teams start collapsing on him, and then teams, start getting out there and really playing defense, I don't like Middleton as my second option. I've been saying that for the last 2 years, and it's just, to me, it's not a good pick. But let's see what the matchups look like first, especially out east, and then I'll make my my actual selection from there. To win it all, I got the Lakers if that's the matchup in 6.
All right, so Skinner got the Lakers in 6 over the Bucks, but again, this is just
everything Skinner said. I basically agree with. I gotta see the matchups in the East too, and then I'll base my winner from that. But as far as like who's winning it all, I got LA winning it all. I just think they gelled and they clicking right now, and I think they got a chance to win it all, man.
We got 2 Lakers. I know we got a Clipper down there. Go ahead, Santan. Why the Clippers gonna win?
Now I was the guy that said LeBron wasn't gonna get another ring.
That's what you said.
They say that. I'm gonna stick
you
with the
change your
mind?
I'm gonna change your mind. You want to scratch your head a little bit on that.
I'm gonna stick with the Clippers out west, but I don't like the way things are looking right now. I don't like the way things are looking.
Tell me why. Tell me why. Why don't you like? Why don't you like it all of a sudden? Because I'm gonna tell you what I've always seen, but tell me why.
Because I don't like the fact that if you start Harold, then who's coming off the bench? We talk about Harold being the 6th man. Okay, 6th man.
Harold's not start.
Huh? They don't have Zubac.
Harold will start.
Zubac's not playing.
Zubac just came back today. He just got back today.
Oh, he did come back. Okay,
yeah, he just got back today. Yeah,
missed that.
Yeah, he'll be all right. He'll be all right.
They're not focused. Not all of them. Not all of them.
This is funny coming from you, man. This is funny. This is funny coming from you, boy. I tell you, boy. Because this man was telling me LeBron ain't getting no more. He was talking about the Clippers all year, and now you getting scared and trying to jump off the bandwagon.
No, I'm not jumping. I'm sticking with the Clippers. It don't look good. I don't feel comfortable saying it.
Why? Cause Lou Williams getting chicken wings at Magic City? Is that why?
It's the wrong time for that. It's the wrong time.
It's the wrong time. You're right. When he going to come back to the bubble and not even say nothing?
Huh?
What you say, Scanner?
They said they got the best chicken wings around there, though.
Yeah, they got some good chicken wings, all right? And while you waiting on the chicken wings, you can go do something else while you waiting.
Where Lou was at.
But
now, I start off the podcast talking about the focus on LeBron. So LeBron is he's always been focused, but right now he's at another level. He's showing his greatness. He's determined. So I can see LA coming out, or that LA coming out. But I'm gonna stick with the Clippers pick, and I'm gonna say out east, the Bucks. I'm gonna say y'all.
Let me ask y'all a question before I give y'all my answer, and before we get out of here. Real Sports Fan Podcast. Appreciate everybody. Why did all y'all? I know all y'all picked the Bucks, and again, I'm not gonna hold this to y'all. Let me ask it like this: just give me. I know the matchups are going to depend on a lot. Trust me, I'm with y'all. But just give me one more. Give me a dark horse East team that could come out depending on the matchup.
Philly.
You said Philly, Miami, Scanner.
Miami.
My man. Two Phillies and a Miami. Okay. And the reason I ask is because of this. Before I get to the West, with the East, I think if you ask anybody now, they'll probably say the Bucks, because we don't know how things are looking, team wise. I know they're just getting Bledsoe back, and Pat Connaughton and guys like that are gelling. And I get what Skinner is saying about Middleton. I think Middleton will probably in a perfect world be a better 3 and a 2, but he's a good two-way guy, underrated two-way guy. So I think it could be enough, but I think when it comes to matchups, and that's why, as Skinner said with Miami, and even y'all as Philly, I think both of those are great answers, because it's like this for me. I think Miami and Philly matches up very good with Milwaukee, and I don't think Milwaukee wants to see them. but I think Milwaukee could beat Toronto and Boston. But at the same time, Miami and Philly could end up playing each other in the first round, and one of them is not going to be able to face Milwaukee. You see what I'm saying? Or on the flip side of that, depending on how the matchup is, as crazy as it may sound, Miami might rather see Milwaukee than Boston because of just the matchups. I know that sounds crazy, but just because of the matchup.
No, it don't.
Yeah.
That's what basketball is about.
Thank you. Because
I would rather play Milwaukee.
Yeah. I mean, because when you're looking at, like you said with Giannis, you want to make him a jump shooter. The game I went to when they held him to 13, they literally just made him a jump shooter, backed up, stopped the fast break. And when you got Bam you can throw at him, who's going to be, I know we didn't talk about defensive, all-NBA defensive teams, but he's going to at least make the second team on defensive team. When you got now, as Sam said, the veterans, Jay Crowder, Andre Iguodala, even Solomon Hill, you just want to throw a body in there for fouls. You got Derrick Jones Jr. I just named 5 guys there that can throw at him just to slow him down and just to wear him down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And some other guys too. Yeah. So it's gonna be.
And then Jimmy Butler out there.
And then look, I ain't even say right. And the best defensive guy of all, that's not even saying Jimmy Butler. So fourth quarter, they'll slide Jimmy over, or however they want to do it with Bam, So and they'll probably keep Bam, and that's the good thing about Bam. He's so versatile that he can go to so many different spots. So those are great points y'all made. And then as far as out west, I said it's funny with Sam because the focus of LeBron, he's always been focused, and I'm honestly, I think he's driven this year not because of everything that's been going on with the pandemic and in the world, but he was driven because of last year getting hurt and people calling him the Wash King and saying he done and talking all this Kawhi stuff. I think he's driven off of that. So going into the year, it didn't take this for me to see that. And then as far as the Clippers go, I've been saying all the time that, and Skinner was a great point. I think Bryce said too that chemistry means a lot. And you can't just throw teams together. I mean, I'm a Heat fan. We made it all the way to the finals. But when it got to the finals, chemistry played a big part, as well as what Dallas did. And when you don't know where the next person going to be, if he going to be in the corner, if he going to be up top, if he going to switch on the pick and roll, or where you like the ball at. I mean, those little things that people might, poo-poo about, they're important when it comes to playoffs. So, that's why I say if I had to pick, not if I had to pick, Lakers are my pick, whether I pick now or I pick tomorrow, if I pick next week. And I think the Lakers are going to win. But out east, we'll talk to y'all in the playoffs about out east.
Yeah, cool. I agree. The East is too all over the place right now. I think we got to see who's going to match up and then make that pick in there.
Yeah, and that'll be fun too, even out west, because that second round, depending on if the Lakers or Houston, the Lakers or the Clippers, whoever has to face Houston that second round is going to be key. Because if you're the Lakers, you want Houston to stay at that 6th spot. You don't want them to jump 4 or 5, because then you had to face Houston second round, running gun, small team. When if they stay where they're at, they'll end up facing the Clippers. Houston will. So that's gonna be fun to watch too. So it's gonna be fun, man. I tell you, this is fun, man. I'm glad we can get back together, man. Anybody got anything else that you want to say, share, or anything, man, before we end this show?
Good. Did anybody have anybody on the cusp on the third team that was on that borderline that you wanted to put in but you couldn't get in there?
Donovan Mitchell. That's my guard.
I thought about I had him on that cusp too, cuz.
For me, it was Ben Simmons. For me, he was, because I didn't have one on my teams. For me, it was he has all the numbers and the defensive metrics and everything. It was just the winning for me this year. I think they underachieved.
I can't hear nothing.
Yeah. Well, Vucevic. Oh, you can't hear nothing. Okay, can't hear nothing, Skinner. All right, that's fine. We get ready to end things anyway. So listen, man, I appreciate all three of you guys. Real Sports Fan Podcast. Another episode, great episode. My guys are we really went in, man. So we'll be back to y'all before the playoffs. And enjoy the season starting Thursday, 6:30. It's the Pelicans and the Jazz, and then 9:00 it's the Lakers and the Clippers, man. So it's gonna be great. So I appreciate y'all, Bryce, Sam, Skinner. I know you can't hear me. Peace.
I'm back now.
We out of here. You good now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Enjoy it with okay. All right, so I appreciate y'all, man. So I'll get up and down with y'all next time, man. Thanks for watching. It'll be on YouTube tomorrow. Share, subscribe, all that good stuff. We out of here.
Sure. All right.
Peace.